Hi, folks. Dave with DBS Tech Talk. And today we are going live streaming on YouTube. I do apologize for the lackluster video. We have a little problem with YouTube until I get to about 1,000 subscribers. I can't use mobile devices. So this live stream is done on my Microsoft Surface Pro and front-facing camera. And anyways. Welcome, Leonardo Tov and Mattis Brantz. Thank you for being the first. Leonardo, awesome. You've been waiting for a long time. I saw that about 20 minutes ago that you've been waiting. And so cool. So you two are the first ones on. And if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up in the chat. I'd greatly appreciate that. Make sure everything's coming through properly. We are doing a test today with the Advanced Sound Nismo Junior. Hopefully everything's working. Can you guys hear me all right? Thumbs up, yes. Thumbs down, no. Hello, hello. Okay, everything's good to go, it looks like. Awesome. Okay, so today, of course, coffee. We've got to talk about coffee. We're going to talk a little bit about what happened back last week on the live stream, and we may be joined also by a special guest. We're going to try it anyways. Hopefully we'll be able to connect. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Thank you. Just call you Matt. I'm the guy from the Discord on Parcels Dark. Oh, okay. Matt, welcome. And Daniel Cow. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. I'll call you D. And so, yes, I'm doing good. Everybody else is doing well, I assume. I appreciate you guys joining me today. Today is special because it's 500 subscribers. And I want to thank everybody that subscribes to me on YouTube. Do greatly appreciate that. And it's been fun getting to chat with you all and comment and learn things about preferences and likes and dislikes and sound, and also the recommendations that you guys have sent over. That's been awesome. I really greatly appreciate that. And then also, today is a special day over in China. It's 11/11. It's also known as Singles Day, but it's also their biggest shopping day of the year. And so if you go on AliExpress and Alibaba and a couple of other websites, you can get really great deals. And so I wanted to just discuss a few things regarding that. But first, let's discuss some coffee. So currently, got a little coffee here. Got a little coffee here. And two coffees that have come up recently for me that I really have enjoyed is one that I actually unboxed on Instagram, and it's Stumptown, and this is Hairbender. I was watching a John Darko video, and he mentioned about his assistant brought it all the way back from New York. Of course, John's in Germany, and so I thought, man, Stumptown's from New York. I'm from New York. I've never heard of Stumptown. And then I did some research, realized that they're actually from Portland, Oregon. And so, anyways, Stumptown, it's very good stuff. I really appreciate it. It has a little earthy tone to it. And then another one that I really enjoy is this one here. Ooh, it's really hard to see on camera. Very shiny packaging. And this is Copper Moon. This is actually an Indiana roaster. And I really really like their style. And this one is the Rwanda. It's a medium roast. So if you can find them, Stumptown and Copper Moon. Love both of those coffees. Highly recommend. Let's get a few more people here. We got 4 people watching, and we'll get a few more, and then we will discuss a few more things. So for you all that didn't get to join on Instagram or weren't able to watch the stream before it got taken down, for some reason it disappeared on my storyline on Instagram. I don't know exactly what caused that, so I do apologize for that. But we did an unboxing, and can't show it to you because my camera is set up. It's gotta love using a Surface front facer camera. Anyways, so we got a IFI Audio Zen deck. Unbox that. I'm going to be doing a review of that. And that thing's awesome and amazing. Has balanced outs and all kinds of good stuff. Love that thing with the Burr Brown deck. Sounds really good. Also have a IFI Audio Blue, which is the Bluetooth streamer that is unique and interesting. Would work really well, especially for somebody who is like in an office or wants to just have a wireless setup throughout their house. It connects to 7 different Bluetooth devices, and you can just stream all throughout. It's kind of unique. Also, Geshelli sent over their new amplifier, and that is the Arkle 2.0. And if you have not seen the reviews for that, wow, it's craziness. Here is the printout of the review from Audio Science Reviews, and thing has some great measurements, and on single-ended beats out THX amplifiers. So yes, if you weren't able to join the pre-order, which has concluded, I highly recommend it on Black Friday when they're going to reopen ordering for the Geshelli Labs Arkle 2.0, that you jump on that. Thing is fantastic. I'll do a full review before Black Friday. Sounds really weird using these. By the way, these are the Advanced Sound Nismo Juniors. These are the little brothers to the over-ears, and I must say they're a whole lot better. You said, boy, I drink $5 coffee. Is that $5 a cup? Because that's pretty impressive. Actually, these are actually fairly cheap. This was for a 16 or a 1 pound bag. It was like $13, which is not bad. And Stumptown was even cheaper. I think it was like $12 for the bag. So it's fairly reasonable, and you can get a ton of cups out of a bag. So anyways, back to the Geshelli. Yeah, this little device is crazy good. It has the same form factor as the Enog in the original Arkle, so it'll stack very well. And they also have another one coming out, which is a XLR in and quarter inch output. So it's still single-ended out, but you can use XLR inputs on it. So like if you have a Grace S DAC balanced, you would be able to connect with the XLRs, because some DACs do not have RCA outs. So you'd be able to connect on that. They also have a few other items in the works, hopefully that we'll be able to discuss later on. But yeah, Geshelli does good work, and I really enjoy them. $5 per pack. You can get some good coffee though. Just because it's cheaper doesn't mean that it's not good. Some expensive stuff is nasty. I will tell you that. I have had some moments where, man, this is going to taste really awesome. And then you pay it, and you're like, oof. So it just kind of depends on what you come across. There's a coffee that comes out of Aldi Foods, which is really good, and it's really cheap. It's only like $6 a bag, $5 or $6 a bag, so it's pretty good. And then there's another one. You're in the market for a new amp. That Geshelli amp is definitely on my list. Yeah, if you don't need fully balanced and you just need pure cleanliness and very good THD and SNRs, and that thing is killer. I highly recommend that you go to Audio Science Reviews and check out the review and see what they have to say. Because here, see if I can find some of the notes on it. I don't know if you'll be able to read this, but I'm going to hold it up in front of it here real quick. That's the Yeah, it's amazing. No distortion down to a whopping negative 150 dB. And if you look at their best case sign ads that they put on there, it's the first one. It's that red one. And behind it is the mono price 887, benchmark HP A4, and way down here, sixth in line, is the THX 789. So it's crazy good. Highly recommend it. I have really enjoyed the time frame that I've had with it so far, and of course, going to get a lot more time with it before I do my review. Anyways, also, we did a review of. I don't have them here. The lights. Did a review of the Baradynamic Soul Birds, and they're actually my wife's. She wanted a pair of in-ears and that were small, easy to wear, very light, comfortable, and she loves those things to death. I highly recommend the Soulbirds. Now, they're not for critical listening, but they're definitely an upgrade over your just cheapy phone in-ears that you would get. So if you're looking for a Baradynamic IEM that sounds really good, does not have that really sharp, intense treble, but has really nice bass and smooth mids that are slightly recessed, Soulbirds, highly recommend those. All right, so we've got 5 people watching here. We're doing good. Again, this is a test of the advanced sound. Whoops, sorry, didn't mean to touch the microphone. Nismo Junior. And the originals, which are right here in this box. You seem to be rolling in all the gear. I'm just currently playing around with my new ZMF Black. And you're making me jealous, ZMF Blackwoods. Come on now. All right, so the Nismos, these were the over ears and, of course, attached cable, and it had this retractable microphone, which had some really major issues. I found that it was very tinny, very echoey when you talked. And then also the over ears, even though they're fairly decent size, they were just a little bit on the small side. They were more like large on ears. And no controls, no volume control, no mutes, nothing. And also the cable was like 10 feet long. And why do you need that? And so it was just kind of annoying to use. Had decent sound for gaming, like placement and imaging and stuff like that, but it just was no controls. So you always had to go into either your PlayStation or your Xbox or your PC, mess around with the volumes for each game, and hated it. The Nismo Juniors, I will stop touching it, I promise, have a inline microphone remote. You have your volume, so you can go up and down. You also have, it's a little stiff, a on off or play pause button, also answer and end phone calls, and you have a mute switch for your microphone, so it goes up. There you go. So the mute actually works. I have tried the Blonde BO3s for gaming. Very, very limited time frame, and so I'm a little torn with them because the bass is a little too boomy, and it can overpower some of the more details and critical stuff that you need to hear during gaming. So I really wouldn't recommend the Blonde BL03s for gaming. Try not to get the microphone in the coffee. That would not be cool. Even though you could probably get some interesting sound. One that probably would work a little bit better for gaming if you wanted to use an in-ear and you didn't want to use something like the Advanced Sound Municipal Junior would be the CCA C12. And the reason why I say that is the bass is a little more controlled and it's got a little bit brighter of a sound and it's got a bigger sound stage. So the details will be a little more noticeable for gaming, especially for like shooters where you need to hear footsteps or distance and things like that. That's just my preference. Let's see, did I miss anything else? No. All right, so some recommendations. I was browsing this morning and I went on AliExpress and I came across some interesting stuff. Now can't share my screen because it's on a different computer. I do apologize for that. But a couple of things that I came across. First up is going to be if you want to spend a little extra, like if you want to be in the $400 range. I know expensive, but if you want a really nice planar IEM and one that's on my wish list. So if you want to gift it to me, cool. There you go. The TFZ Balance 7 planar driver would be awesome. I think that you currently can get them for $395 on AliExpress. Highly recommend those. They seem to have gotten some good reviews, but I personally haven't heard them. They're just on my wish list. Another one that would be an excellent choice also, which is another planar, is the Tone King BL1s. Those have a 14 millimeter planar driver in them. Again, I have not heard them yet, but I'm really considering picking those up for $11.11. The another really good deal right now, if you aren't able to get on the drop, is to go with the Blonde B20s, and they're $405 right now on AliExpress. Another really good deal that I spotted, if you want something cheap and you don't mind doing some modding, is the Techstar HF 580s, which are the planar. Got to change the pads, do a little bit of change with the dampening, and if you really, really don't like attached cables, you're going to have to mod it so that you can have detachable cables. The TFZ King Pros would also be another good potential option. That's $130. Sorry. Not used to having cables when I'm on camera. The TFZ Queens are also another good option. I've heard those in passing at Head5 meets. I haven't had them in for review yet. The My Loves from TFC also are a good option if you want something cheaper than about the $50 range. TFC number 3s at $100 is also another good option. All of these are on AliExpress, by the way. And then you can go with CCA A10s, which you get 5 balanced armatures in each ear. And those are going for $59. Let's see what else I got. My favorite headphone that has come up, and it's available for $39. And you may be able to get it cheaper on Amazon. I did not check Amazon pricing, but it's the first real headphone that got me interested in audio, like hi-fi audio, and that is the Superlux HD681 Evo. The Evo, and I absolutely love these things. They're semi-open. Now you have to change the pad. The pads are so thin and uncomfy that if you don't change the pads, you're going to squeeze your head like a melon, and it's going to feel like it's going to explode. So you have to get, the Brainwaves XL pads on there, and once you do that, they're amazing. And they have this really unique way of doing the detachable cable. You have a little 3.5 millimeter that hangs down from the one ear, and then you can just disconnect your cable. so it doesn't go into the ear cup. It's actually like they had attached cables, and then they're like, oh, too many people like to have detached, so we'll just snip it and put a female on the one end. But they are $39.36 right now on AliExpress, and I think that they are an excellent good starter if you just want a cheap pair of open headphones. Dynamics, they sound insane for the price. Nice and warm, really wide sound stage, and put some XL suedes on there, and you've got a fantastic set. So those are going for $39.36. You can get them in black or white. The next one here on my list. So my next dream one. Now you guys know that I am a lover of DAPs, and I love my Pioneer XDP30R, but there are a couple flaws about this, and I want to try something a little different. So I was looking for something that's in a little cheaper price range and something from FIO. And so I have the FIO M6 on my list. Hopefully that will it does all your streaming capabilities and has plenty of power according to the reviews and stuff. So I'm kind of curious about that one. I'm going to give that one a shot at one time or other. And of course, my current favorite is the CCA C12s. And right now you can get those for $31.94 on AliExpress. And you can get them in blue or gold. You can get them with a mic or without a mic. They are 75 cents more expensive if you get them with the microphone. And if you want something a little bit more, with 8 balanced armatures in each, you can get the CCA C16s. I have not tried those yet, but I am curious. And they're going for $69.50. And they're only available in blue, I do believe. Yeah, $69.50 without a microphone, and $70 if you want to get it with a microphone. So 50 cents more. Not bad. And of course, I would highly recommend, if you're going to buy anything on this great 11/11 shopping day, when you find what you're looking for, always go and check on Amazon, and then check on Alibaba and any other websites that you may search on and buy from, to make sure that you're getting a great deal. And if shipping is a big deal for you also, you may want to check those others. Anybody have any questions? Nice and quiet. I've been doing all the chatting here. Let me get my this thing's annoying. All right, so let's do a review. Well, not a review, more of a preview of the Advanced Sound Nismo Juniors. So the Nismo Juniors are extremely small, as you can see. Not. They are actually really chunky. They have a nice circular side. They are attached cables, but then you get this really huge chunky bit, which must be part of the microphone assembly, I'm going to assume. I'm not 100% sure. And then if you take the tip off, it's got a fairly decent sized stem, but the bore is rather large. And it comes with silicone tips. And I found with the silicone tip, you actually felt where the lip is a little too much, and it just wasn't comfortable. And they also had a slight, get on there, metallic sound to them. And so when I put these Taconi bullet tips on, there we go, it helped out greatly. And so it's marked R for right, and then on here, the microphone is detachable, which is really nice. And then it's built the same way. The only difference is right in front of where the cable connects is where your microphone plugs in, and it's via 3.5. And how do they sound? Well, if you get the right seal, so if you get your foam tip on there, the seal is really important for them because it brings the bass into play, and it becomes more stable and more impactful, but not overpowering of the sound. And then the um, the details in the bass becomes more clear. So you have to have a good seal. If you do not have a good seal in isolation, it destroys the bass on the Nismo Junior. Then the mids and the treble, the mids are kind of recessed a little bit on them, but they have a really nice natural sound to them. But they're extremely clean and clear. So it doesn't sound as good for music because they're slightly recessed, but it really helps with gaming. And then the treble has really nice crispness to it, and it has a climb to it, and you get details and airiness, and it helps with the soundstage, and it sounds more open. So when you're using a game, so I played Battlefield 4 for quite a while, and I also played a bunch of racing games and then several others, and I realized that I could hear things a whole lot more immersively. It sounded like I was actually in the environment. Whereas when I used the over ears, it sounded more like it was just coming from here or here. So these have a more immersive sound. They are a little bit more intimate sounding than the over ears, but I didn't find them to be claustrophobic and too closed in. So I really highly recommend a Nismo Junior. I'll do a full deep review on them, but I know that a lot of people have been asking about these, and for $30, they're insane. And you're getting a full microphone test. This is only plugged in directly into my Surface Pro. And so I did a simple test before for some Discorders, and I thought that it sounded fairly decent. And that came off of my phone. I chatted on my PlayStation 4, and people said it sounds good. So it's can't complain regarding this. They cost $30 from Amazon, from the Advanced Sound website, and they ship extremely fast. I ordered these the day that they were released, and I got them 2 business days later. They're from New York. They're based in New York. I'm in Indiana, and it took 2 days afterwards. So you order it today, they will be out the door this afternoon probably, and you'll be on your doorstep. Now, if you live across the pond, not exactly sure how quickly they'll come, but $30. I highly recommend them. And if you don't mind the cable, you don't mind attached, which doesn't really bother me, gaming, these things are awesome. And I know that a couple of guys on Discord actually ordered these and should be getting theirs. So I'm curious to see what their thoughts are. And it would also work really well, like if you do podcasts or something along like streaming mobilely or vlogging, and you don't mind having a microphone showing, or you don't even show a microphone, these would probably work really well for that too. So yeah, they have impressed me way more than the big brothers, which cost $100. Attached cable, retractable microphone that's way too short, doesn't have good quality sound. Yeah. Now you do get a nice case with the big boys, but speaking of, here we go. So the you get the standard advanced sound case, and you just get some extra tips, which are all silicone. And I find that advanced has nice tips, but silicones just don't work with these. Make sure you go with the foams. The mic is better than my Fifine, though more digital. Yeah. I mean, it's not like a perfectly pure, clean sounding mic, but it's a whole lot better than some of the cheaper end gaming headsets that you can get. I mean, if you buy a $30 gaming headset off of Amazon or AliExpress, you're not going to get a microphone that sounds like this. Even if you take that off, it still sounds fairly decent. It will pick up a lot more sound around you. Like if I was to turn my fan here, we'll actually turn the fan on so you guys can hear. See if I can get that back on. So that blocks the fan out fairly decently, at least from what I have heard in a test. You might be able to concur with that. So yeah, Matt, $30. Actually, $29.99. There you go. Save you a penny. The other, where did it go? Hold on. Here, please. So for $30, if you want to do a $30 purchase and you have a OnePlus phone, you can buy these, which are the USB-C OnePlus bullets. Don't. I'll do a review of them. I actually have the 3.5 millimeter version coming also. I want to do a comparison between the USB-C and the 3.5 millimeter. And you can get a cheap headset that has a mic almost as good, but they have bad quality builds and the audio itself is beats. See, and that's the problem. I don't, when I'm gaming, I don't like boomy bass. I like my bass to be impactful but detailed. Whereas I find that if it's boomy and just thumpy, it overpowers everything else. It makes it nice immersive. You know, you're like, whoa, I felt that. But at the same time, you can't really tell where it came from or anything like that. So yeah. You've seen $100 headsets with lesser. Oh yeah, these. So, anyways, yeah. If you have a OnePlus phone and you're thinking about getting their USB-C headset, I don't recommend. They have they do connect to the DAC and you can change all your different EQs, but I found that you had to do so much EQing with them to make them sound halfway decent that if I'm going to pay $30, why not get these, the CCA C12s? Or if I really wanted the warmer, thicker sound, how about these, the ZSN Pros from KZ, or the F1s from KB Ear. If you're going to pay $30-ish, you might as well get something that's decent quality. Got to drink some coffee here. You have cloud singers just for the meme. Anyone who says they're good as clouds is just lying. Cloud singer, stinger. Oh, stingers. I'm sorry. Can't read. My old man eyes were getting in the way there. Cloud stingers. Not sure what that is. I'll have to look those up, but I'll believe you. For a meme, that's always, yeah. That's kind of the way the OnePlus USB-Cs are. Just, I don't recommend it. Okay, so we have, oh, hold on. I just got a message from somebody on Discord that they wanted me. Let's see. Oh, da, da, da. Okay, so we should be getting a phone call here shortly from a guest of honor that most of you will know if you're on the Discord. And we're going to try it. We did it on the Instagram stream, and it worked fairly well. So hopefully he'll get off of work here soon and be able to call in. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to work, but we're going to try to get that. Oh, hold on. I lost it. There we go. The blonde BL3s, we'll get back to them here for a moment. So if you're really on the fence about getting them, if you really enjoy a more thicker bass, an enjoyable, impactful, warmer sound with rolled off treble, those are going to be it. Are we going to hear the great Farsal the Wizard's natural voice? Does he have? It is his natural voice when he's on videos. I'm not going to give away any secrets. So anyways, the blonde PL3s, For gaming, not so much. But for just chilling out and listening to music, I think they're excellent. And I really enjoy those. If you want something a little more analytical and detailed, I would go with the CCA C12s. They have a little bit brighter of a signature with a little more clarity and detail, in my opinion. But I enjoy both, highly recommend both. The more fun, if you really just want to have bass, would be the ZSN Pros. And you don't really need clarity and stuff, but you want a little shoutiness in the treble. ZSN Pros have that, I find. Oh, yes, that one was because of crack. Confused by that, Matt. So if anybody wants to ask me a question about what my dream headphone is, okay, so Parcel the Wizard says that he just got home from work. Hopefully he doesn't have to sleep, because I don't want to have to stream for 8 hours while he's recharging the batteries. And oh, I forgot. Also, I have these. Haven't done a review on them yet. These are the EchoBox Finder X1s. $20, give or take. And they also have really nice bass, but they're more V-shaped, so the mids are more recessed, and they have shoutier treble. So if you like a brighter treble and boomy bass with recessed mids, if you really like that extreme V, the Finder X1s would be for you. But of the Echo Boxes, I would recommend the Nomads. They don't have near as much of a V as the Finder X1s. And then another interesting one, which I don't think is available anymore, but you could probably find them still, are the Macaw GTS or GT600S Pros. And my camera's acting up again. God, I love it. Here, I'll show you the box while we're waiting for the phone call. This is the IFI Zendak. And if you are looking for something that can do 4.4 millimeter balanced out, if you're looking for something that has a 1/4 inch and a 4.4 millimeter balanced out, then this would be the next step up for you. So if you like the Geshelli Labs Arkle and the 2.0, the Zendak would be your next kind of step up. But at the same time, the Geshelli has even though it's only single-ended, it has a little bit more cleaner analytical sound, whereas the Zendak has that burr brown in it, and it's a little more on the warm side. So it depends on what your preference is and if you need balanced out or not. And that does have balanced out, so you can use it as a preamp on the Zendak. Oh, the XDSD is just awesome. That thing is by far the best portable amplifier that I've ever used. I absolutely love that thing. And the sound is just so smooth and clean. What are you sending me here? Let's see. So yeah, IFI has become, oh, you use it with the 789. That probably smooths the 789 out a little bit, because the 789 can be a little bit on the colder side. So that probably really makes it a nice mixture. I bet you that sounds really good. May have to come by for a visit. I do like my Monoprice THX 788, and I really enjoyed it with having the IDSD plugged into it as a DAC, it really kind of gave a nice warmer tone to it with all the clarity and cleanness of the THX. So I really like that. Come to Munich. I've always wanted to go there, and I was talking with my wife about where we should go on our next visit, because we've gone to the Caribbean and for different spots, but I have never been to Europe. And so I would love to go to Germany, come to Munich, Berlin, and I'd love to go to also to London and go up into Scotland and Ireland also. That would be my dream vacation. Yeah, I won't forget. I'm also a soccer fan, so I would love to go to a Baron game, and yeah, that would be awesome. So, anywho, anybody have a suggestion for me? Because currently, right now, this is my keyboard of choice. I know it is. I need a mechanical. I don't want to spend a ton of money, but I need something better than this. And so, if you have any good recommendations, throw them my way for a mechanical keyboard. I have a mechanical for my work, but it's not anything spectacular. But that thing it's small and easy and wireless, and I can, throw it around everywhere. But at the same time, it's just, not there. See if we can. Yeah, last time when we were on Instagram, my Bluetooth kept disconnecting. So hopefully this time we will do a little better. You have a Russian keyboard with decent knockoff blue switches. You got it for 25. Wow. Hey, sounds like a good deal. I might have to check that out. I'm just looking for something simple. It has to have all the keys on it. It can't be some mini little thing, but it doesn't have to be expensive with tons of LED lights and all the special tricked out stuff. Okay, our special guest is going to be on here momentarily. What is my favorite currently of the setups that I have? Okay, so currently I have a monoprice monolith THX AAA 788 desktop amp and deck, whatever, how would I phrase that? I also have the Geshelli Enog 2 Pro and the Arkel Pro and the Arkel Pro 2.0. And then I have the Grace Design SDAC Balanced, and that is going into the Cavelli Liquid Carbon X and Tube Hybrid. Of those three, which one do I prefer? Depends on what I'm listening to. And it depends on if I have IFI with a Burr Brown in-house, because if I have that, throws everything out the window. The THX is for more critical listening and very much detailed clarity, and I absolutely love it. The Geshelli is kind of a mixture between the two. It has a little bit of a slight warmness to it, and has good clarity and details, but is not as clean as the THX. And then the Grace Design and the Cavelli CTH and the Cavelli Liquid Carbon X are just the relaxing. I would just want to chill, sit back, and let it go. Okay, so what we got? Massdrop has some mechanicals. Yes, they do. LED isn't the part that makes keyboards expensive. Brand and build does. That's interesting. Always seems like For me, when I'm researching, LED ones are more expensive. Any plans on an R2R deck? I would love to have one in. Have not had an opportunity yet, but I hear that they are just a very unique sound. And if one got sent in, I would gladly review it. A lot of people like to see the $50 RGB Red Dragon. I have seen that one. I'm kind of the person that if I have never heard of a brand before, I kind of shy away from it. So unless someone recommends it and then I get to kind of play around with it, I'm probably going to shy away from it. It's just kind of my personality. I don't take a lot of chances. Here's a guy who started up his own YouTube channel. Red Dragon is well known. Well, okay. I'm very new to this, so that's good to know. If you say it is, then I will trust you, and I will take a look at it. Hold on, I gotta send a message. So Red Dragon's good. Corsair, I have heard of that brand, and I have used one in the past, but mine broke really quickly. Of course, that was like 6 years ago. Now I know that if he's still on here, Richard recommended one back in the day that he really likes. I'll have to go and look that one up. Linus did a mid-range keyboard roundup recently. Oh, he did? I like Linus. He's got some really cool ideas and some really good stuff. I like it when he buys like the cheapy and tries to fix it up, make it better. Usually fails. Not him failing, but the equipment fails. And believe it or not, Linus does really good headphone reviews. If you ever get a chance to check him out on those, he has a unique way of presenting them. Speaking of upcoming to the channel, we are going to do a review of the Philips Fidelio X2 HRs. We will do a review of the EchoBox Finder X1s. We will do a review of the CCA C12s, the KZ ZSN Pros, the Blonde BL03s, and do I have any other over-ears I have not done a review on? Oh yes, the Sivga SV005s, and of course the OnePlus USB-C in-ears. Oof. If you really want a review of those, I'll do it. It's past your bedtime. You're going to bed. Oh, I'm sorry. It is late over there. Yeah, Linus is great for doing computer builds, PC builds, and he's a hilarious guy. Another one that does really good PC builds is Austin Evans. I really enjoy him doing his builds. He's pretty funny also, especially his older stuff. So, hold on. It's only 6:20, but I have a weird sleep schedule. Apparently, I work third shift, so I have a weird sleep schedule also. And Mondays tend to be really odd for me because I try to go to sleep sleep during normal hours, which is like, 11 o'clock at night till 7 o'clock in the morning. So Saturday nights and Sunday nights. And so Monday mornings, I'll get up early. And then in the afternoon, I'll crash, take a nap, and then go to work later in the evening. Oh, you also meant that you were going to stay. Okay. Gotcha. But yeah, I'm the type of guy if that works third shift now. I think Farcel's opposite. We can confer that here in a little bit, but I'm the one that goes to bed immediately as soon as I get done with my shift, and then wake up and spend the rest of the day, and then go to work. A lot of third shifters will stay up for a while and then sleep right before they go to work. So I'm weird that way. Any plans on a Hibby R5? The R5 looks really, really nice. Very interested in it. But right now I want to try a FIO. I haven't gotten into any of their gear other than little portable amplifiers. So I think that I'm going to give that little M6 a shot, see if I like it, and then maybe step up and go something a little bit bigger. But the R5 is really, really interesting. Have you tried it? Or are you just interested in it? Sorry, my streaming is a little slow. I also am really looking into a Sony DAP. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to go that route, but I really enjoyed the one that I got to hear during a HeadFi meet last month, and that really interests me. Not yet. Doesn't connect well to public Wi-Fi. Interesting. Does it connect okay if you're like at your home, and is it just like if you're out and about, or and maybe get one for Christmas? The M6 I probably could. My little Pioneer connects to anything. It's crazy. If you can get over the extremely small keyboard, see if I can pull that up. The keyboard is like that big. So if you have fat fingers like me, you have to use your pinky or something to get out. I'll try to get that pulled up here. Maybe get one for Christmas. Man, that would be so nice. Are you going to send me one? Starbucks, no. Today we are drinking Copper Moon. For me, my wife loves Starbucks. As far as coffee, she likes their house blend. For me, I do not like their actual beans. They're that taste. Unlike if I buy a whole bean and grind it and brew it, I don't care for their actual coffee. I only like their mixed drinks. I really enjoy caramel macchiatos from there, and some with white chocolate mocha and a pumpkin spice latte. Those are my go-tos. But as far as actually brewing a pot of, not for me. I'm more of a Stumptown, Copper Moon, or pretty much anything I can get at a grocery store if it looks interesting, whatever I'm feeling like. Sometimes you get, anyways. All right, so let's see here. Let me try to get the keyboard pulled up real quick. So yeah, I don't know if you'll be able to see that on screen, but that's really bright. How small the keyboard is, and you have to. It's like an old school phone. 3 taps and you'll get C. 3 you'll get D. Things like that. Yeah, it's really hard to type in. Thankfully, though, it saves all your passwords. So once you get them all inputted and you reconnect to it, you can easily do that. The coffee in your school's vending machine is your favorite? Please tell me that's not like one of those ones where you at a truck stop and you put your money in and it drops a little foam cup out. That coffee is Whew. Like drinking mud. I can make mine that way, though. My grandparents were that way. That was okay. So phone call coming shortly. Bear with me one moment here. Looks like our guest speaker. Hold on. Why do I have music coming that way? I can't do it that way, I don't think. We'll try it. Thank you for calling DBSTechTalk.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Can everybody hear him? I'm not sure because it's not connected on my Bluetooth that way.
One moment.
Barely, they say. Let me turn the volume up really loud. My little...
Okay, so if you want, I can turn the volume up on my outbound.
Yes, please.
Okie doke. Oh, God, that's already actually pretty loud.
We did it before, and my Bluetooth kept disconnecting. So,
okay, so how about this? Is that any better?
Is that better? It's good now, they say. All right. All right, so let me go back to my notes here. That's the best coffee machine coffee you've ever tasted. Oh. They're talking about coffee coming through a vending machine. You ever try that?
A coffee machine?
Yeah, one of those vending coffee machines. Have you ever tried one of those?
Hold on. You're actually cutting in and out just a little bit.
Yeah, because it's coming through my speakerphone instead of my Bluetooth.
Oh.
Because you didn't call through.
Okay, fair enough.
Let me try to see if I can get my Bluetooth to connect.
Connected to. Here. Call ended.
Hold on. Is it connected now? Keep talking. Hello? Oh, no. Now you're really quiet. The technicals. How about now? No. Hey, why don't you call through Discord? You are calling through Discord. Why did it come through on my phone? One moment. Hang on, people. Hang on. Hang on. We will get this to work. Farsal, the wizard, give me a call on Discord again. All right. Can you hear me now? Hello? Oh, it's authenticating. Can you hear me? There we go.
Oh, wait. Yes.
That's better.
Substantially so.
Yes, Matt, we had to disconnect from my phone and go to my computer because if it's connected on your mobile device, you can't connect on your PC. So you have to disconnect and redo it. At least I couldn't get it to do it. You never did it on phone before? Neither did I.
Well, we both learned something today, huh?
Exactly. So how was work?
It was work.
It was work. Okay.
Yes, pretty much. Not too bad, actually. I slogged through nearly everything I have.
Well, that's a good thing then, right?
Yes, seeing as next week. Let me check. Yes, next week on the 21st, I begin my long vacation.
Ooh, long vacation.
Yes, we are being given the 28th and the 29th off. And my birthday is on Friday, the 22nd. And I was told scheduled 40 hours. Well, they didn't give me any other criterion therein. So, me being the big brain boy, I took Thursday, Friday. We always get the Saturday and Sunday off.
Right.
And then I took Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then we get the Thursday and Friday off, and then the Saturday. And yes, I am a happy boy.
Awesome. That's awesome.
Yes. I got it before anyone else had a chance, and quite frankly, I am looking forward to having my birthday off. I am going to get plastered.
So plastered like my grandmother's walls used to be made out of. You're gonna make a
Oh,
cast? No. Oh,
Lots of alcohol. Plenty of alcohol.
yes, I know. Leonardo. Tim Hortons coffee is actually really good, and unfortunately, here where I live, Tim Hortons isn't really around. But if I go northward or go to see my father in New York, Tim Hortons is everywhere. But around here, it's
I'm
Dunkin'
sorry.
Donuts.
SpongeBob? SpongeBob?
Is this guy from SpongeBob?
I am Thorcel the Wizard, Leonardo told. And I will thank you to respect my magical goodness.
That's too funny.
If anything odd, I might be a little bit magically delicious.
Oh, you're welcome for the dad jokes. That's what happens when you get older. You know, you turn into your father. You smell like fake accent. No, that's a real thing.
Yes, no, I'm actually using a little tool to depress the bottom of the throat just below the Adam's apple, but above the collarbone. If you do it yourself, take your thumb gently, oh dear God, gently, below, not on, your Adam's apple if you're a male. If you're a female,
Hello?
just right above it, right above your collarbone. Depress until you feel pressure and then begin to speak. You go from something like this to something a bit more rugged and a bit more hoarse and angry sounding. But the Irish accent, yes, was entirely fake. I'm from America, the southern portion. Dave can back me up on this.
Yes.
He's actually heard how I sound without the character Fossil being a thing.
Yes.
It's quite different, isn't it? It's jarring, one might say.
Yep. Not as much as when I turned the camera on.
You're really not that bad.
I was referring to. Never mind. Anyway, so 11/11, you have big plans to spend a bank account, or have you maxed it out
My
already?
bank is empty.
Your bank is empty.
Oh, yeah.
Is it because you got a cart full of goodies?
Well, the Lynn Soul deal, that was actually in the works before 11/11 was a thing.
Matt sounds like
And-
Elmo. Oh, nice.
What we have here, boys and girls.
Oh, God, I sound like Satan Elmo.
Oh, that's too
I'm a
funny.
new one.
Oh, wow.
Omega, I am not an English wizard, and you know this. You, if you weren't a 2B wonder, I
No,
would
you're
be
an
angry at you.
Elmo wizard.
Oh, God, that'd be disturbing.
And you get a flower. And you get a flower. And we all share.
Oh, that's too funny.
God, it's going to give me nightmares.
That's an English wizard, kind of like Merlin.
Merlin was a bit more of the brain boy than I am. I'm a bit more of an audio wizard. Kind of like the Chaos Marines that are. Things will get loud now. Yes, I understand and speak 40K almost fluently.
Yes, the South is very good. I enjoy every visit I get to go there. Florida, Alabama, Texas.
Oh God, my wizardly age is showing. Yes, back to the topic. I had a deal brokered with Lillian of Linsol specifically, for, I guess, special treatment. I'm a part of their.
Oh, did you cut out again? Says we're still connected. Hello?
May.
There you
I
are.
can hear you just.
Hello?
No!
It's not on my end.
It's on your end. I can hear you fine.
I can hear you now. Well, I was. Hello?
Yeah, I may have to call out Comcast to have them check my upstream. I believe one of the distribution boxes may have been damaged.
When you were backing out of the driveway?
No, many thunderstorms.
Oh, okay.
Dear God.
Anyways, you were saying about Linsol.
Lillian brokered a deal with me as part of the review assistance program, and I made it clear that I still want to spend money. That way I have the ability to say, I spent money. I put forth of my own effort and of my own making. I wasn't just handed something that would have to be returned later. Fun fact, return shipping to China, not fun.
Yeah.
And so I kind of got my 11/11 big sale all at once. And it's actually on the delivery truck today.
Ooh.
I even called DHL and asked them to forward the driver a message of, get it here like yesterday. Really would have been awesome because I would have had this stuff already. But yeah, you know, you win some, you lose some. Temporal magic is not my thing. Audio is my shtick.
But it really shipped quick because didn't you just order that like last week?
Yes. That's the best part about Lin's. Yes, I'm going to totally plug Linsol for this one now. Linsol's express shipping worldwide is roundabout within a week. Or, I'm sorry, within 7 to 12 working days.
Wow.
Yes. Pretty fast, because I believe they move stuff around on Saturdays and parts of Sunday, but they don't actually make deliveries on Sundays. And in some areas, they may not make deliveries on Saturdays either.
Well, that's really, really fantastic.
Yes, $10 for your entire order to become express is really something special. But I did also order three Gubbinses today, the 10T4. I'm number 89 on the Super Early Bird Special.
Wow.
Yes. And there was no option for express on that, even though they were saying, hey, add express shipping, be nice and fast. So I sent Lillian and the others a message to see about rectifying that particular situation. But with that, I will be getting a $20 gift card to Linsol, and if I get it today, I'll be ordering the SEMCART. SEMCART. God, they have a weird name.
Simgot? Yeah.
Not SIMGOT, SIMCART.
Oh.
It was $100, then it got discounted to $50, and it may or may not be kind of in limbo of being more produced. I don't know, but apparently they're really good. It's another carbon nanotube driver system. Similar to the Blonde, but with exchangeable filters. I know. Filters. Yes, I think 2 sets.
Interesting.
But, I don't know. If that comes in, and yes, SEMCART.
Ah, okay. That's how they spell it. I was like, what are you talking about? I've never heard of those.
I know. It's weird.
Carbon nanotube. Oh, nice.
No. Trellis.
Trell.
I will call you Trell. You're Trell now. Congratulations, Trell.
Carbon nanotube drivers. Those are nice. Sounds like some
does sound
scotch.
like
Yeah, that's true.
You got yourself some SIM cards. Come on down here. You're going to have a stroke or you play some golf. Have yourself a sip of the SIM cards. That was horrible. I do apologize. But those are like $40 or something along those lines right now. And with or $30 maybe. But with the $20 off, that would make them real cheap.
Nice. You got some Fearless Audios. Very nice. Enjoy those.
I really wanted to get the S8F. I also wanted to get the Dunmer Pro, but unfortunately I was not aware of that until I had already brokered and finished and paid for my deal.
I haven't heard any Fearless gear yet, but I would love to.
Oh my God, I would. I would almost hurt someone to listen to the Roland and the S8F. And the Dunmer Pro is quite interesting from what I hear. It's like a budget S8F. like really budget. It's sub $200 budget.
Oh, wow.
They're actually on sale right now if you want to go check it out. It may include free express shipping because I believe it's over $100. That might be something you'd want to give it a shot, because that is being told by a few other reviewers. That is one of the IEMs you can get into to begin to hear the true differences between cables, high end and low end. That may be something you, well, I don't want to make you homeless and lifeless, but business is what business is. And we are the business of audio, the best kind.
You are such a bad influence on me.
Yeah, probably am.
Yeah, I told my wife I wasn't going to order anything today. I had to be good.
Oh, you messed up.
Yeah, I have to be really careful. So,
fair enough, really.
got to be smart with the budget. So,
very true.
SB200s. What are the SB200s? Yeah, what is that? You're going to make me Google it. SB200. You never use title? What?
You know.
Oh, the SML THX amp. That's what the SB200 is.
Oh, yes. The thing that's slanted slightly that makes my OCD go,
it won't match anything on my desk.
I know. Like I said, it makes my OCD go,
I haven't seen any real measurements on it yet, so I don't know exactly how good it's going to be. They also have a DAC in the works. They can have a slant the other way. Amir approved it. Okay. I don't know. I have the THX 788, and I'm very happy with that. So not exactly sure if I would jump on that at the moment.
Well, me neither. Considering that the Arcro 2.0 is, for all intents and purposes, a THX amp. It's not using their specific circuit.
For half the price.
Yeah, but it's delivering the same level of quality.
Mm-hmm.
For half less, no, for that particular one, for half the price. And it probably doles out a little bit less power. And
hey, Matt, be careful of what... Excuse me one moment, Farsal. Matt, be careful what you post, please. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, you're good. I didn't even see what they posted.
Enoch Chrome purple case goes with nothing on my desk, but you still have it. But the purple is so awesome looking. I mean, yeah. But if there's a difference, there's a difference between color and dimensional slants, and I can deal with mixed colors. It's when it slants and has weird. But then I have to hold on. Hold on. You're seeing my room. Oh no. Sorry, my microphone went flying. I can deal with colors, but then I have the IFI, which is shaped like a UFO, so I guess I could deal with a slanted amp.
Oh, right.
A black SU8.
Shelly have another thing coming out?
Shelly does. They have the 2.5, or not 2.5. They have the XLR inputs with single-ended out. Uh-oh.
Right.
Mailman's here.
If that measures the same, it may do pretty well.
The SU8 is about $155 right now. That's actually a really good deal.
It's a shame I'm broke.
It's a shame I told my wife I can't purchase anything today. 170 on mass drop. So yeah, I can understand why you would be tempted. Man, do I purchase it and then explain later that maybe hey,
You could always say it was a gift for your good friend the wizard, and they ended up not liking it, and you didn't want to go through the possible return process.
yeah, but just my luck, just my luck. She'd go back and watch the replay of the stream and.
Oh, bollocks, you're right. Quick, unplug the cables. The monkey has the cables. No, Jim, no.
Either that or Omega or Chelsea could just send it to me. Hint, 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 hint. Christmas is coming. Your favorite YouTuber.
So if anyone knows how to talk to the people that make One Little Bear stuff, tell them to make a One Little Bear like 6x6 selector, so I can have a 6x6 instead of a 3x3. Oh my god, I'm running out of decks and like selectors and stuff.
Isn't Little Bear part of the Delk Audio family?
I believe it is, yes. And I had messaged them before, but if I get enough people to be like, hey, make a 6x6, the wizard commandeth.
You should be able to just snap your fingers.
Again, I'm an audio wizard, not a
wand.
Not a spatial, not a temporal. But yes, the XD05 Plus is on my list. Mostly so I can listen to my T50s like anywhere.
Just get an IFI, IDSD Black Label.
No. Considering the XD05 Plus is like $200, it's on Linsol, so I'm not even going to lie. I probably would not be paying that price. And it has swappable dual op amps. It only has 1/4 inch out, so I'm pretty sure a balanced option is in the works. I would be insulted if a balanced option with 4.4 Pentacon was not in the works.
Yeah, but no, I would get the IFI, truthfully. I really enjoyed it.
That boy, have you seen the XD05? It is like a unit.
Yes, I have seen it. It looks really awesome. It looks impressive. I would love to try it after you get it.
Yes, and honestly, the swappable op amps, that really, really has me thinking that would be fun.
Yeah, it would. It definitely gives you different options for sound and capability. That is for sure. Man, the SU8. Oh, why'd you have to post that? It's gonna make me. So, Farsal, if you would like to try some different coffee, of course, still have the Stumptown. Man, my camera, my lighting is terrible. Stumptown is still very good, but also Copper Moon. And this one is the Rwanda. I highly recommend. Has a very, it's a medium roast, but it has a mandarin orange tint to it, along with some honeys and cloves. So it's got very earthy.
So straight up, how much were those bags?
This one, $15.
Both of them, actually.
Less than 15. Each one was less than 15.
So the coffees I have at home are dark roasts. So I don't know if you would like those. They are.
Don't say. Oh, you have jet fuel.
Smooth. What?
You have jet fuel. I remember.
Jet fuel and jackhammer, but they are insurmountably smooth and silky. Maybe more velvety is probably a more popular. Popular.
Just
proper term. Good Christ, I can't even get away from this in a stream. Hello, speech impediment, my old friend. But I can say this in the end. Oh, of course, that comes out crystal clear and fine. No speech impediment to be seen. Thank you, nature.
I'm sorry, I accidentally deleted somebody's comment. Didn't mean to do that. That was
bad. You.
Bad. I meant to do someone else's, and yeah.
And it booped.
It borked. So if it was a question or something pertinent, post it again, please. So, anyways, you were saying
anyhow,
jet fuel and jackhammer.
I was going to offer up an exchange of coffees because I'm not a medium roast guy. But if you want to purchase a couple of bags of the ones you like those two you just mentioned, because that mandarin orange and clove and some more, that sounds delicious. And I could send you a couple of bags of the Independence goodness that I have down here.
Well,
because they're approximately the same cost, although mine is a big boy bag. Big boy bag.
I have to be really careful with coffee. If I drink like stuff that's really intense and strong, it kind of messes with me because of my former surgery that I had.
It is a dark roast, but it doesn't. So picture Folgers dark roast or most any Starbucks dark roast.
Okay.
It's smoother and lighter. And the best trick to get a less stout cup of coffee is use half the amount of coffee you normally would. And if that's not quite strong enough, add another quarter add a half of a half, so a quarter of the amount that you had left behind. So effectively brewing a 3/4 strength cup.
Okay.
But I have had many a dark brew give me particularly bad tum-tum feels.
Yes.
Yes, tum-tum.
Yes. Tum.
And quite frankly, unless I drink a large mass of this, I don't have any indigestion issues. It's not very acidic at all, albeit I don't drink it black. I do put a bit of heavy cream in there, but even black is quite nice. You know, a light or a medium omega with that's made or roasted properly, I can agree, but I've yet to find any that are honestly any good. Oh, I know. There's a Brazilian pea berry that's really quite delightful too. I'm gonna have to get that again.
Stumptown. You can just drink that straight up. It's very smooth.
I can drink just about any coffee black. I prefer it with a bit of cream though.
Yeah, it's really good with cream. And
Jose's in Costco.
Yeah, the Peru from Aldi, I actually got to try that. That stuff's awesome.
Oh, I've got an Aldi down here.
It's very smooth, and it's cheap.
Well, it's Aldi.
Yeah.
It's European goods.
But I like that. That was a good choice. I actually went and picked some of that up. Jose's in Costco. I haven't tried that. I don't have a Costco card. Have a Sam's Club around us, so. But Costco, the nearest Costco is probably 100 miles away. Okay, so the Peru one is similar to the Jose's or Josie's, whichever way you want to say that. Jose. Okay. Do you have a Costco near you, Mr. Wizard?
I don't know. I don't go to Costco.
You don't go to Costco. Do you go to Sam's Club?
Nope.
Do you go to any wholesalers?
No, probably not. Not except for maybe my dog food. Granted, that's a feed store, but that's the closest you can really get to wholesale, really.
Yeah. Okay. Do you play OSU? Is that Ohio State University?
OSU.
OSU?
OSU.
I don't know what OSU is.
I know of it, but I don't have it.
Dave, did you get sparks out the back of your LCX if you plugged into power? I did not get sparks out. I've heard of other people having that issue, though.
That sounds terrifying. What the hell? Good Lord.
You fried it? Wow.
Thought he fried it.
Thought you fried it. Yeah. I always have before I plug everything in, I always turn off all my power stations and all that. And I make sure the power's turned off on everything.
You would say that, Omega. No, it's good, but it's scary. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, by the way,
life on the edge, boy.
Omega, I did buy those pads today before I told my wife I couldn't buy anything else.
Good man. Oh, good man, Dave. I told him no, Mrs. David. I told him no. I really didn't. Sorry.
It could be a grounding issue. Do you use a regular power station or just plug into the wall? I hear it beeping at me, but I don't see anything. Oh, that's Discord. It's a Belkin power strip. It could be your power strip or your station. I use a Furman power station, and I haven't had anything since then. Osu is basically a game that makes me remember how bad I am at everything.
Matt,
Well,
is that the same Matt?
That's every yes, that is. That's every game I play. Doesn't have to be Osu. It can be anything. I'm just bad at everything.
I'm bad at shooters unless I'm raging. And when I'm raging, oh my god.
You just hit the trigger button and just let it fly, probably, and kill everybody, right? Is that how you play shooters, Farsal? Oh, did you drop out again?
Battery 70%. Connected to.
This is what it did last time. He'll start talking here in a moment. Are you with us?
Oh,
there
I
you
can
go.
hear you.
I don't know why it does that. I'm gonna have to talk with Bose.
It's because it's Bose.
Must be. It just like it doesn't sense that there's a conversation going on. It's just like, oh, it's been an hour, click, and it just turns off.
What you could do is play some music with an ultra low volume to it, just barely perceptible, and that would probably help keep it active.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I'll try that next time.
Oh, you could try it now.
I don't know.
How about this? If it disconnects again, we'll just try it.
Okay, that works. We'll do that.
Because at that point, it would prove itself to be a problem.
Okay, so got a suggestion, and I haven't run it past you yet, so I figured we might as well do it live. Somebody says that you and I should start a podcast and do weekly discussions.
Oh Lord, I think I know who suggested that. Does their name start with an S and a G?
Maybe.
Got it. You know, that might be kind of interesting. Maybe, possibly.
What does chat think of that? Let's see if we can get some
I
response.
foresee my throat becoming rather sore in the future.
Well, exercise makes it, better.
Wow, that was quick. Oh, wow, that was quick. So, yeah, that might not be a bad idea. We could there are things you'll have to try. I will start parsing out ideas.
Me too. And we'll have to come up with a schedule, time frame.
Dave started it. It's the Dave and Farsal show.
We could rotate it. It could be Dave and Farsal one week, Farsal and Dave the next.
I don't need this kind of pressure. Oh, God.
Oh, look at them all. Man, they were like really, wow.
Well, you see, maybe I'll have to give it a funny little acronym. As I've mentioned before in prior videos and to other people, I've actually wanted for a long time to make my own audio equipment. I'm not sure about amplifiers and DACs. I'll leave that to the pros. Sherry and Gino, you guys got that stuff.
Totally agree about the camera. That will be in the works. When
the cameras are actually kind of hard to do.
Yes, they are. But for this one, the reason why we're using this camera is because YouTube won't allow mobile use until I have 1,000 subscribers.
Yep, it's silly.
Mm-hmm.
But I've wanted to make headphones, in-ear monitors. I have a lot of interesting ideas, and I lack the person or equipment to print them out myself, to give them a test. And I've thought of the acronym for the company. WAT. Wizard Audio Tech.
That's awesome.
What kind of device do you have? What device? That's what I'm asking you. No, I'm telling you, it's what device?
That's too funny.
It'll be like one of those old little jokes from back in the day. I
Right.
did so love that. Who's on first? No. I can't even remember without laughing. Oh God, that was the ultimate Rube Goldberg joke machine. But I don't know, that might be kind of fun just to set up like a little acronym and toss people in every now and again.
Or you could call it this. What gear do you have? This.
There you go. What are we talking about today? This. Welcome to this podcast.
What?
What? No, that's the other brand name.
This and what? There we go.
Oh God, where are the people that made all the acronyms for Codename Kids Next Door? God, I love that show.
Oh. Oh, the cup shipped. Sweet. I'm so looking forward to that, Omega. That'll be awesome.
Lucky you. That might be one of the next few things I do. Because... not the cups. Sorry, I was thinking and speaking in different chronology there. Him saying the cups makes me remember that I still need to do the balanced modification on the T50s. Starting with mine specifically. Who is...
Yes.
Oh, give me a moment. I have to answer this.
Well, that's going to be really cool. I look forward to getting those cups, Omega. Yeah, that'll be fun. Verified with 25 subs was a nice experience. You had a YouTube channel, Matt? It'd be interesting. So, chat, would you want us to do what kind of podcast would you want us to do? Would you want us to do just rambling on about various experiences that we have with headphones and gear, or would you want us to discuss upcoming stuff? Things like that. How am I getting on with the HD 600s? You mean these? I absolutely love my HD 600s, and they work perfectly with the Geshelli Enog 2 Pro and Arkle 2. It's like Geshelli said that they had these in the office and they tested them perfectly with them. So yes, I love the HD 600s. Use them every day. Farsal, are you back? Or did you leave me? Must be on a phone call. Do you own any speakers? Well, I own this one. The little Bose SoundLink. I also own a COS. No, I'm sorry, not a COS. A DOS little Bluetooth speaker. But no, I don't own any speakers. The only speakers that I have would be sound bars and nothing spectacular. Clips set up out in the living room. That's it. Let's see. Matt, I posted like 5 videos total, deleted them all. For some reason, I was verified even after deleting my other channel that had 500 subs that went away for being a dead channel. Why do I not have speakers, Jorge? I haven't really ever gotten into them. It just hasn't been a priority at the moment. Headphones have always been for me. Also, my wife doesn't want big speakers in the living room, and I don't have room in here. There you go. Blame it on the wife. That channel was literally you when you were 7 with terrible audio. There's a lot of younger YouTubers, which are really cool. So they do some really good content, some of them. Jorge, do you have a suggestion for a speaker that I should get started with? Something that wouldn't be, that my wife wouldn't find ugly or obtrusive to the living room space, so that I could test it. Probably something powered at the moment also. He has left us. He'll be back, hopefully. He sent a picture over here. So I do have a lot of headphones. In ears also, but I might get in speakers eventually. Not sure. Let's see, Matt. Your content was so bad. You played on widowed, and is that Windows? And on some videos, my desktop was shown. I don't know. Everybody, something small, desktop powered, more than likely. Stream lag, or is it just me? Probably stream lag. I would assume. JBL Studio 590 is ugly but sound great. Okay, I will look into those. Are they pretty budget friendly, or are they a little more on the pricey side? Let's see, JBL 590. My wife would probably think they're too big. 200 watts, though, that's not very. That's not too bad. Okay, I'll have to look into those. Mr. Farsel, are you back yet? Hello, hello. Test, test. If you get the chance, try some of the Graham Slee headphone amps. They're a UK. I haven't heard of that brand. Interesting. Let me Google them. Graham Slee. Well, they look nice. Yeah, I'll have to take a look at it. Watching on your phone, YouTube streams don't like it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're very laggy on phones. I don't know why that is. What about LSR 305? LSR 305s, I have heard of those. See what kind of price range we have on those. Those are a lot better, more in the size that she would probably go for, and price tag wise, yeah, that would probably be more about like what she would be looking for. Oh, you go. Good job, EchoBox Nomad N1s. I'm sure you will enjoy those. I really like those a lot. They are fantastic, easy to drive, have great sound to them. Dolly speakers. Haven't heard of Dolly's. You have which ones that are fantastic, Joe? Yeah, I'm really curious about speakers, but it's just not really been a priority. And then I met up with this Farsel the Wizard guy, and he got me hooked on in-ears. Man. .305s. Okay. Yeah, I will definitely have to look into those. Looks fairly decently priced, which might be a nice thing. And let's go back over here. Still connected, but he's ignoring us. Is it better to have, if you do speakers, is it better to have something that is more analytical, critical listening, or is it more for like a warmer sound? Which way do you normally go for? I would lean probably. I would say you'd have to go for something that's a little more musical and warmer sounding. Hello, he's back. I think.
Maybe.
The Sound Blaster X3, I have not tried that. First of all, have you had any experience with the Sound Blaster X3?
I don't know. Oh, good lord, where's my pop-up? There you are. The Sound Blaster X3. No, I have not, but I have had my way with older Sound Blaster cards. I replaced my mother, or I added on one into my mother's computer many a moon ago. And it worked quite well, and I really got to say, I enjoyed the rudimentary software from back in the day. I think it was probably a Windows XP computer upgraded and then ported to Windows Vista.
Oh, man.
Honestly, at the time, it was a massive upgrade in comparison.
Oh yeah, I remember. But
And
Vista was...
for my very first beginnings of getting into audio and really beginning to understand, I was like, 600 ohm headphones. Yeah, buddy. It's what the big boys do. So I got myself the DT990 Pro 250 ohms. I was sad that they weren't 600 ohm. Boy, was I glad I didn't get the 600 ohms. And to pair with it, I bought a sound card at the time, about $200. The Odyssey Zonar Phobos Solo.
Oh.
And as a sound card, my God, I will never go with Odyssey ever again because their driver support is horrible.
Really?
Yes. Now, when it's the mainstream thing, drive it. But whenever it becomes a more outmoded design, which mine so happened to be 3 months after the fact that I spent $200, well, let's say I'm lucky I was even given any form of software driver for Windows 10 direct from the manufacturer, rather than sorting out with custom stuff that people, part of the what do they call them? The enthusiast community,
right,
would offer up. But as a sound card, if you could get it for $100, yeah, totally. It can easily drive 200, 600 ohm headphones. It has a high, medium, low gain switch. Really easy to tweak the bass on it, and some other factors. Not bad if you can get it for about $100. I would still stick with Creative Labs, having played with both of their softwares now, with the rudimentary and what is now the current big and hefty from Odyssey. And I have to say that Creative Labs probably does a substantially better job.
Okay.
And they tend to have actual audiophile grade equipment. I mean, really well shielded. They have a daughter board for one of their models that is even more shielded and doesn't take in power except from a little jumper from the main board.
Oh, wow.
And as far as radio frequency interference is concerned and electromagnetic interference is concerned, I use a Topping D10 as the main USB interface.
Right.
I don't have noise issues. But I also have my computer and all of my sound stuff on home theater power banks. So it is designed inherently on top of everything else doing their thing to filter and moderately condition the power. I also have a highly, highly, highly efficient 1200 watt power supply that is designed to be intrinsically quiet from fan to power and just very efficient. I want to say it's one of their platinum models or gold model, whatever I want to say it was either gold or platinum is one of their highest end.
Okay.
In terms of efficiency. So
Okay.
I don't actually have any noise problems coming off of that sound card. Maximum gain, maximum volume, just the lightest amount of hiss on most of my headphones, especially on the 990 Pros. It's a great point to start if you don't know what you're doing and you want to keep it all together.
Okay. That's good information.
But there are totally better options out there for that kind of money, I'm not going to lie.
Right. It's better than the Realtek that I have in my little...
Ooh, yeah, gross.
Okay,
I
so...
will say, stock audio is actually beginning so much better with actually good chips. And I've seen some boards with rollable op amps.
Really?
Believe it or not. Yes. The sound cards have rollable op amps. I've just never bothered going in there.
Interesting. My
know.
little cube, my MSI cube, will push in ears if they are low ohm and high and low sensitivity. So
Mine actually touts a 600 or 300 ohm impedance compatibility
wow.
from the motherboard. Yes, from the motherboard. It's the, I won't say how I would normally say it, so I'll call them Ace Rock, the Z97OC formula.
Gotcha. Thank you for
Being nice.
yes, appreciate that.
Because you know me, I'm a bad boy.
Yes. Baradynamic Custom Studios and Philips X2s. I don't have the original X2, but I do have the X2HR right here. Review will be coming out on those. And if you want a fun headphone, X2s, HRs, for sure.
Are those yours or are you loaning them?
They are mine.
I may ask you to try those because I've not been able to try Ships or Fidelio or the X2s. I don't know if the X2s are Fidelio, so please correct me where necessary.
Yes, they are.
Oh, then yes, I would actually be very interested. That, and when I make my Odyssey order again, because you know what I'm planning to do,
Yes.
I will beg you to let me try out your higher end planars after I've sent you the bulk, if not all, that I have currently.
Yeah.
Because those are way down in the future.
We should be able to arrange something for you.
Wonderful.
These actually compare rather nicely to your Civga SV05s.
Really?
Yep.
How interesting. Also, you took my Civga cable. Oh my god, I'm freaking out because I don't have my beautiful Civga.
Oh, you got the little short cable with your T's. You can use the one I sent.
Oh, I know. I'm a picky boy. I like everything about that Civga cable is beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got a great strain relief.
Oh my word. It is so nice of a cable. I was really impressed for less than $100 headphone.
And it comes with also a mobile compliance model that has a remote at the end or close to the neck.
Really?
Yeah, that's actually in my car.
Interesting. Yeah,
Civga, they make good stuff.
I was very impressed by those. The Baradynamic Custom Studios were actually one of my very first big steps in the audio world. And they're a unique set, very similar to a DT770, but they have the variable bass on them, which is really cool. So you can be like pure analytical, critical listening, and then I want a little thump to it, and you can just push them up. If you ever get a chance to try them. But you do get that baradynamic highs.
So, Sherry, Gino, you'll be hearing this a little bit after due to the, how streams work. There's always a delay. But thank you, Sherry. I didn't realize how much me and Dave had in common. We both started our true audiophile adventure on Baradynamic. Can you believe that? DT990 Pros for me, and you got the custom studios.
Yep.
Who would have figured? Goodness.
Yeah, and going back to Zhao's comment there, they are actually the X2s and the custom studios would be a very good. They would offset each other very well. You got funness with the X2s, and you got your more critical listening with your customs. So awesome.
So funny you mention a variable switch. One of the in-ear monitors I have has something similar to that. And that will eventually be going to you once I'm finished with it.
Are they filters or is it an actual switch?
I can't say too much because the package is in route today.
Okay, I got you.
Speaking of package, I will later on today be filling out the rest of the information for the unboxing I made for your second care package. So that should be released into the public today for those of you that are looking for it. And I have to say, Dave once again was ostentatiously generous. Good Lord, man.
You're welcome.
Fun fact, Theo amps are fun, and the bass boost on them is, oh my god, they brought so much more life to my P1s, and they brought so much more life to any of the T50s, and they brought a lot of fun to my AudioSense 260s.
Yeah.
And the review on that is actually going to be a bit delayed because I am going to change out the dampers on those. A commenter had mentioned that It so happens to use the same all-range driver as the E4S or the E4X, and it adds a base BA to it. So if I take away the white damper, which is meant for cutting out some of the lows, that may actually come out to be a really gnarly IEM. So I'm going to be giving that the full Farsal treatment.
Awesome. Hey, can you answer Matt's question?
Oh, what is it?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Why do I have a 200 watt all-in-one for 45 watt CPU? Are you talking about a power supply, Matt? Or are you talking about the TDP cooling capabilities of your coolant system?
Hey, Zhao, what exactly you're looking for?
Ah,
Okay, go ahead, Matt. Finish up Matt's question there.
the reason you have that, Matt, is if you overclock it or end up changing your processor, you don't have to upgrade your coolant system either. That's why you have a 200 watt TDP coolant system for a 45 watt CPU, because you're a smart boy.
See, I would be dumb. I'd be like, water cooler, don't need that. That's what I get a drink from.
See, that's why you have me. I built hand-built multiple custom gaming rigs.
Right.
I have a pretty good idea of what I'm doing.
That's good. Yeah.
And honestly, it's a lot easier than it used to be. Dude, nice, Matt. $40 is good stuff.
Have you seen my PC there, Farsal?
Yes, it's that adorable little brick from MSI.
Yeah, it's as big as like a Shelly Enog 2.
Honestly, those all-in-ones are getting stronger and more powerful. They're quite terrifying.
This has got pretty good, decent specs on it. So, okay, HE4XX. What do you think of those, Farsal?
Okay. Hold on. I need a little bit more nicotine for that one. That's good. Puff, puff. Okay. It's not bad. Not in any way, shape, or form bad. I will say it's probably lacking a bit in the pad department. And the comfort leaves so much to be desired. And the stem adjustment system needs to be abolished. Oh my god, I want to slap the person that thought that was a great idea. No, that makes my thumbs hurt. But from a sound standpoint, for how much they are, they're actually fairly impressive. They lean on the bright side to me, pushing them through a bunch of different amplifiers. And I've noticed, and I am solidifying my thoughts, that the Liquid Spark amp is definitely the tubiest sounding thing in terms of warmth and timbre that people are looking for out of a tube in pure solid state, especially when paired with a topping D10 DAC, which, from what I've heard, even though it measures flat, is a strangely warm sounding DAC. And I'm inclined to believe that. More of notes and nuances of warmth rather than outright more. Comparing it to my other DACs, the DX3 Pro and the Geshelli Enog 2, I would say that there's due to the voltage increase, I believe it's pushing 2.1 or 2.2 volts out. It's probably that's offering the bigger warmth or the bigger punch in the bass region. I'm not 100%, but that's my theory. But I will say, pairing the HE4XX on a Liquid Spark amp with the D10 feeding it is just a naturally warm and fuzzy sound. So it really cuts a lot of the more potentially sibilant highs that is natural to that particular headphone, is what I find.
Yeah.
Because putting it on GDS Atom or even the Geshelli Arco Pro or my topping DX3, the highs come out a lot more bright. And I wouldn't call them the most painful or sibilant, because that is given straight to the DT990 Pro to 50 ohm. But it seems, correct me if I'm wrong, but did they not measure to have a bit of a dip in the mid-range, probably middle mid-range?
Yes.
And it pulls back up just in the beginning or middle part of the low mids and the upper half of the upper mids is about where it begins to pull back up.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, yes.
Damn, I got good ears.
I haven't heard it in quite a while, so.
So I feel a little bit left behind in the mids where a lot of my favorite male vocals would be produced, but metal comes out quite nice.
Yeah.
And it does not treat you well when you are using metal, which is typically very over-recorded.
Right.
And it can come off particularly busy, but on a much more well-recorded track, like something from The Midnight, The Motion Epic, stuff from Connect Ohm, or Ashura Sync 24, where there's a large, vast quantity of dynamic range available, or Yoshi Horikawa's music. It really does shine with the amount of detail it can pull out. And that lacking in the mids feels less substantial as it's not being consistently bombarded with sound. So all in all, for that money, I would say you're not getting a bad deal. It's actually pretty good. It has a reasonable amount of slam, a good throaty growl to them.
Yeah.
Very nice detail retrieval in terms of highs for such a relativistically inexpensive hand quotes, finger quotes, air quotes, that's the word, air quote, high-end planar.
Yeah, I would
say it behaves more like a $200 to $250 set, quite frankly.
Yeah, I would say that they're probably the best value for a starter planar if you want to find out what planar sounds like.
Honestly, yeah, I can argue that because they're what, $150, $170?
Yeah.
And I don't know of any sets within that price range, brand new, that you can order right now and get it relativistically quickly.
Yeah. And then you just throw on some cheaper pads of some sort and a little strap of, like, I put on my, you didn't care for it, but like I put on my Edition XX, that little Sennheiser Geekeria pad, and it works perfectly fine for comfort.
The ear comfort is actually not a problem with the 4XX. It's the headband.
Yeah, and
my goodness.
That's why I put that little.
And that Geekeria pad did help. I had to poke a bunch of holes in them, but man, if they used a different rod adjustment system to where I could easily screw in a leather strap, I would probably be happier. Or you know what I might do for giggles? I might just slap your pilot pad on there.
Does it fit? I haven't tried that.
I'm a wizard. I could probably make it fit. It may, for the people after marketing this, like really modding it, you may end up having to let me grab it. There you are. You may end up having to actually peel off and cut off the original padding and maybe putting a strut in there, like a really thick cardstock or a stiff piece of leather, because the actual metal band is probably 10 millimeters across by eye.
Okay.
So that might actually be quite painful without a nice, stiff and staunch leather strap to help diffuse out some of what that band is there. But I will try it now while we talk. I will actually put on your pilot pad.
Okay. The X2s versus the 4XX. The X2 is a slower bass. It's more of a warmer bass. It's a little thicker. Probably
it's a
more.
Dynamic bass.
Yeah, it's a dynamic bass. It's more fun. But the X2s have a little bit of a problem in the treble every now and then. They can be a little bit on the shouty side. Mids are more full also on the X2. Soundstage is insane on the X2. And they're more fun for gaming than the 4XX.
Ooh, ooh, ooh,
You getting excited, are you?
This is happening. Give me a moment. Headphones are unplugged. I can't hear anything. I can't hear you. La 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 la.
So I wouldn't say that they're completely different. They're just a little more, a little less different than more different. Put it that way.
Oh.
You see X2s going for 80 or 90 used. If they're in good quality, that's a good deal.
Oh, yeah.
Now, you do have to be careful on the X2s because there are 3 versions. There's the original, and then there's the revised, and then there's the X2HR. The HRs are the most recent. So, and from what I understand, the HRs have the removable pads and a few other slight changes, but I think the sound's pretty much the same across the board.
Okay, so fatheads beware. I have to push these the pole things quite a bit ways down. Like all the way down almost, but oh my god, the comfort. Oh, I can tolerate these so much more now.
Good.
And it's even thinner at its widest point than the Fostex headband. So this just goes on, no problem.
Nice.
Yes. Oh my goodness, yes.
And
Oh.
and with as tight as those sliders are, once you get it in place on your head, you never need to really adjust it. So
Now that you say that, yes, that is a benefit to these annoying sliders. That they never, ever, 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 ever move.
yeah, and on my Edition XX, they're not near as stiff like those are. Those are hard to move. I don't know what it is.
If these were mine, I would bend them down more. How Z might, kind of crossing the pads back and forth, to make it contour more to my odd-shaped noggin. And that would push the yokes and the posts down further, so you could actually get more height out of it.
Yeah, and see, they fit perfect on my head, so.
And I'm not going to do that. These aren't mine. And quite frankly, I can just push the pins all the way down, and I'm quite satisfied.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Right now, you heard it here first. If you're going to get the 4XX, go to ZMF and get yourself one of the pilot pads. Oh, that is so much better. Sorry, Dave. The Geekria pad, excuse me. The Geekria pad would be so much better if it was about twice the width.
Yeah.
Maybe another half put onto it, because I have a problem with very low surface area. That's where a lot of my pain comes from, is just low surface area. On that particular part where it sits, I think it might be a slight divot. So when things settle in, they really settle in, and it's not fun. Oh my god, I'm so glad you said your Mayflowers, yes. Sorry, what were we talking about?
I have no idea.
Neither do I.
So you were tweaking my Mayflowers. Did you get that fixed?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, dear viewers. I'm a badass. I am a god of a wizard. Yes. So, for those of you at home, he has T50RP Mark IIIs. Wood did, successfully might I add, the Mayflower mod. And he'd noticed initially, and you can go back to his videos and see this, he was having a weird disconnection issue. And we figured out, flip it the correct way around and stop putting pressure on the solder point. And it worked. Well, it just so happened when I received them, there was a slight channel imbalance, indicative of dampening being too close to the driver on one side. And I spent about 3 weeks on my Fuzzageddon mod. And the dampening material I use is held in place at the little foam-tipped posts on the inside. So if I do it right, it doesn't ever move. Not without some real type of jigger-whopping around. And I noticed that channel imbalance, so I asked for permission to go in and tweak it. He said, yes, just don't change anything. Not a problem. Can do. So I go in, get everything seated nice and flush up against it. I think, honestly, it would have benefited from a thin strand of tape or a string being tied across the posts and glued into place to actually hold the dampening material in place.
Yeah, I thought about that.
And I noticed when I put it back together, partially because always partial with T50 mods, that there was no sound coming from the right. Oh no, oh god, I broke it. So I open it back up, and the long and short of that exchange was soldering was bad. And I showed him a picture, and he says, oh yeah, it was like that when I got it. For reference, the film is still inherently a polymer, and it was buckled up on one side, on the positive connection. And basically the only thing holding that wire in place was the nylon or the maybe Kevlar strand inside of the actual wire, or the cable's housing for the wire. And that's all that was holding it on the positive and then negative. It was horribly soldered. And oh my god, those are the worst cables I've ever seen in my life. They are disgustingly horrible, thin,
Yes.
ugh, gross. So what I did is I snipped them flush with my flush cuts, my angled flush cuts, at that soldering point. And fortunately, I've been told that you need to have touch and go with this, just like with a balanced armature. Any excess heat, and you are scramming that entire driver. And it was my money on the line, because I was basically going to pay for a fresh out of Mayflower, full-on Mayflower mod, so neither of us would have to go through that time again. So I resoldered it. I got the wires, stripped them back, twisted them, tinned them, and then I touched, got them resoldered, and sound. So I'm like, oh, okay, don't count your chickens before they hatch. Because me being paranoid, I thought I touched a little too much. Bad friend touch. No, it was a good touch. It was a good touch, as Krieg might say from Borderlands 2. Yes, I play Borderlands. And I put them back together with halfway, essentially. Reseated the dampening material, put in 2 screws, put on the pad, and then boom! It's even! And then I, huzzah, hooray, happy day. Put it back together fully, and honestly, I can see why you like the Mayflower mod. It's not bad at all. But I will say Mayflower, oh my god, please, for the love of all things holy in the world of audio, just charge an additional $5 to have the felt pre-cut, like 2 sets pre-cut. I'll pay $10 more for you to include everything else, plus 2 per side pre-cut felt thingies that are measured exactly where they need to go.
Oh yeah, absolutely agree.
Oh god, I looked at that and I thought, no, there's a reason I didn't go that route.
Yeah.
But they're very fun, quite bright, and you know what? And I thought I'd confirm this with the stock pads versus my favorite Micro Suede XL pads from Brainwaves. The distance from the driver matters so much more than people are giving it credit for.
Yes.
The DX3 Pro is not a powerful damp, not by any measure imaginable. I was running my Fuzzageddon with thank you for the Deconi pads. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome.
And before on the stock pads, I was running them low gain on everything and on the DX3 Pro high gain.
Mm-hmm.
And it was getting loud, like me cranking it loud, like, okay, back it off kind of loud.
Wow.
So distance seems to be one of the biggest inhibitors on sound pressure levels when being translated from the plate of the driver to the eardrum. The further the distance, honestly, the softer and quieter it becomes, more so and more so. Almost, I want to go out on a limb and say it's either linearly, more than likely linearly, rather than logarithmically or maybe quadratically.
Right.
Sorry, I work in a laboratory, so I deal with logarithmic calibrations, quadratic calibrations, linear calibrations, and average response factor calibrations. So a little bit over the head, I understand. But basically, it almost felt like a 1-to-1 distance to sound pressure level decrease or inefficiency stack from distance of the driver plate to the eardrum.
Okay.
Even though your pads are all leather, which really should boost and help refract the sound more efficiently rather than absorbing it.
Mm-hmm.
Having greater distance just made them louder. So I think that's why the Argon mods are so terribly inefficient in terms of power, in terms of being power hungry anyway, is the sheer distance of the drivers. And if you go back to your retros from Monoprice,
Yeah.
if you get a longer, or maybe just stack another round on top of it and get it to a volume you like normally, stack another round on there and then put it on top of your head all haphazard like, I bet you money you'll see about half the volume.
I will have to try that sometime.
It was amazing to me. I was enjoying the DX3 Pro fully on my Fuzzigeddon mod. So I think there's a distance supremacy to understand when modifying headphones as well.
Right.
And I totally veered off of topic. Point is I fixed the Mayflowers and I resoldered them successfully, which is going to allow me to balance them later. And I'm doing it on my pair first, and I'm going to make some of you cringe. But I'm going to put in, and I'm probably going to disassemble some of my IEM cables I have as spares. I'm going to put in a 0.78 millimeter 2-pin jack, both sides, and an MMCX jack on both sides, because as you will see in my unboxing, there's a reason why I'm going to go there. One, IEM cables are everywhere. High quality, low quality, insano quality, God tier. They're everywhere. What doesn't exist in the headphone world for full size, large quantity of available different cables? And it may not matter on the composition of it, but I'm sure as heck going to try.
See, I'd rather go with 2.5s or mini XLR.
See, and that makes sense because it's like, oh, more power delivery. But once you open them up and see the teeny tiny 4 millimeter gauge wire, and I think the actual wire was probably 2 or 3 millimeters in total diameter of the conductive parts. No, there's not a lot being routed through there to begin with. So if you're going to balance it, you might as well change out those specific cables or the wiring.
Right.
And I figured, well, looking at in-ear monitor cables, I could go with A2DC if I want a solid connection. I could go 2-pin. I could go MMCX. You could have a veritable switch box on your head. But the T50s are also such a revealing set for what they are, for reasonably how much they are, for being the modder's paradise.
Yeah.
Not only is it cheaper to go that route cable, it's cheaper to go that route modification-wise. It's substantially easier. And you have a plethora of cables. You could have your beater you take outside for $50. And you could have your nice $200 Litz cable that you use when you really want to have some sound.
Right. I don't know.
So that's what I'm going to do to mine. And if it works out really well, I'll see if David wants me to do it to his, and I'll include both a 2-pin, because my idea is to do a 2-pin and an MMCX, because I have all sorts of flavors.
I don't know. I hated the MMCXs on my M1060s.
It's not a great option. I'm actually thinking of putting it behind on the back part of the cup so that you don't have to take off the sleeving for the memory sleeve for the little hoop. All it'll do is it'll pop in and it'll naturally curve underneath the cup and then down and away. And it stays out of the way.
I'm going to have
And
to
if it
see that
ever-
first.
No, fair enough. Completely understand. And if it ever gets tugged, it's using the headphone's body as a natural strain relief.
Right.
So I'll be doing it to mine in due time. But that may just be fun.
I look forward to seeing it, but
If you don't want me to do it, that's perfectly fine. I completely understand.
you can mark me down
Man.
as skeptic until I see it.
No, fair enough. Completely understand.
So
Man, there's a lot of room in there.
that's true. So have you used the V-Moda Boom Pro?
I have not, but I've actually heard really good things, and I've heard samples from them, and they sound honestly pretty good.
Yeah.
What is it, like $100?
I think it's a lot cheaper than that. I don't think it's $100.
Oh no, I'm thinking of the Antlion mod mic. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think it's like what? What did you say? $50?
I think it's less than that.
Even then, and what is it using? An all-in-one TRRS 3.5 millimeter?
Boom Pro is $20.
Ooh boy.
Thank you, Matt.
Thank you. Okay, $30. I
Thir-
guess it may be region dependent.
Yeah, it depends on where you get it from. Probably would depend on which outlet you buy it from also.
Also true.
Does that have a
But I think-
TRRS in it, or is it... Which way
Is it two jack or is it TRRS?
Because I have the advanced sound Nismos, the big over-ear one, and it has to have the little adapter cable thing, which is really annoying.
TRRX? Is that its technical delineation? Or was that a typo?
X, was it X? I would think it was TRRS.
That's what I thought, but I understand TRRS is also referring to a balanced cable.
Right.
Oh, speaking of fun fact, I found out the HD 599s are balanced. They use a TRRS jack. And I looked up a simple balanced cable for them, and sure enough, yeah, they are built to be balanced, which is a shame because there's no low end in them. Oh my God, there's no low end.
That's a bummer. You're gonna have to. Or do you own those, or will those send in for a review?
So I'm actually buying those from Adam, the guy that sent me my first care package.
Okay. So I might be able to borrow those sometime.
Maybe.
Okay,
And I'll explain off of stream why, maybe.
that's fine.
And I will say, with your 600s, you're not missing a lot because, in many ways, the blonde BL03s, heard it here first, second, actually, because my videos exist. The BL03s, spank them. Not in high-end reproduction, but in total frequency coverage, the BL03s are substantially better. And any misgivings in the high range registers can be effortlessly EQ'd out on pretty much anything.
Oh, Joe, that's
the
cool.
599s are getting spanked.
That's cool. You're from Portugal. My my great grandfather was actually from Portugal, and he came over and went into California, went into the gold rush during the gold rush time frame back in the 1900s. So that's pretty cool. I want to go and see Portugal sometime. I hear it's beautiful.
I have no idea about my lineage. And I would do that 23andMe thing, but fun fact, you give away a lot of permission with your DNA once they analyze it for you.
Yes.
So much rather just spend $1,000 and have a private lab, match me.
Right.
I mean, substantially more cost, but to not have my DNA futzed with makes me a little bit happier, considering Google already knows everything I'm into.
That's true. It's really scary, actually.
It's terrifying.
You get like advertisements for stuff that you do a search one time for. You're like, whoa, really?
Oh, you haven't experienced it yet. Google is listening.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube is listening.
Oh,
You
yeah.
could talk about something, and your computer, if it has a valid working microphone, will pick that up, and you'll see an ad for it next time on YouTube.
I know.
Or your phone will pick it up. It's creepy.
I've been getting.
Oh God, it's creepy.
I've been getting blonde BL03 advertisements, but I'm like, I already own them.
So, what's your opinion on the BL03? You've seen that I've already done both my deep dive, long format video.
Well, I already talked about it a little bit, but
Oh, I'm sorry, I missed it.
yeah, you did. That's all right. I can rehash. They have really nice, plentiful bass. it is a slightly little bit warmer of a mid, and the treble is rolled off.
Yep.
Soundstage is decent, but you do lack a little bit of preciseness in the imaging.
I can agree.
But I love
will
them.
say,
They are so laid back, and they're just the chill headphone. And for the
yeah,
price
they're
tag,
relaxing.
they're so amazing. And if I want to do any more critical type listening or something like that, I would get the CCA C12 because it's got a little bit brighter tone for it. I know you haven't heard those yet.
True. I did buy the ZSX, which are a close competitor.
Yes.
To the CC12. So I will challenge you a little bit to I know you didn't like the way it sounded. Try some critical listening for imaging tests with tri-flange, or the deepest possible fitting tip you can find. Tri-flange are the only ones I recommend, but I found imaging came up. It was a much smaller stage.
With the blondes?
But yes, but the imaging somehow became better, and the high range was a lot less rolled off.
All right, I don't know. I'll try it because I found that they were just a little bit shouty in the
I didn't say
range.
they weren't. I didn't find them shouty, but you're more sensitive to different frequencies than I am, so there is a bit of a physiology barrier here.
Yeah,
But you could pull up Yoshi Horikawa's Starlings, I think, the marble drop one.
Okay.
Oh my goodness. I had a guy at work, and this is how I converted 2 people at work to the audiophile world, is I played that track for them with my tri-flange in. Even though they didn't fit him perfectly, the moment he heard that track begin, he actually thought he dropped something on our granite counters in the lab. Yeah, that messed with him bad. He was looking around, and I'm like, "You good?" He says, "Yeah, I thought I dropped something." I'm like, "No, that's the song. That's actually how good they are."
That's too funny.
And another man I tried, who is also a God-fearing man, such as yourself, was listening to I don't know if it's a hymn or a gospel song or just a general Christianity song. I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm a neophyte in that particular region. Excuse me. Sorry. But it was a YouTube song. Really not amazing quality. I think it was stuck in 720 or 480. So the audio was taking a hit.
Yeah.
But he had said to me, and he even came over to me, "Oh my God, there's something I've never heard in this song before." I'm like, "Oh, what's that?" He gave me one of the earbuds. Right there, right there. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, that's a little bit of a keyboard right there in the back." He's like, "Yes, I've never, ever, ever heard that before in this song." Even on a little dinky YouTube video, in terms of quality. Using the tri-flange, he was able to really pick out some ultra finite details.
Okay.
And I'd call that ultra finite from the standpoint of given the source.
Okay. I will try it for you when we end the stream.
Please do. I would love to hear your opinions because, again, the stage gets massively shortened, but where things are seems to be tightened up just that bit much more. It's almost like the resolution getters, and you did kind of agree with me in a way, although you didn't like it.
Right.
But it did pull forward the upper register.
Okay.
Enough for you to not like it. So that tells me I'm going in an interesting direction.
That's true. Hey, Omega, is that the T60 argon or the T50 argon that you have the TRRS on? Because the T60 has the mini XLR TRRS, I believe.
Whoa, does it really?
Mm-hmm.
To Google.
Sticky pad.
Because I believe it has the only one-sided cable on the T60, but it's a balanced mini.
Oh goodness, you can't. Yes, it is using it's either a 3.5 TRRS or a 2.5 TRRS. But you can buy them. You can buy the cable from them, an XLR cable for $114. See, that's why I want to do EM jacks, because a 2.5mm balanced or a 4.4 Pentagon
Pricey.
are like $50.
Yeah, they're pricey.
And that's silly. That is unacceptable. There's no reason it should ever be that cost.
It might be just because it's newer tech. Maybe it hasn't been around as long. Maybe it'll come down in time.
An XLR cable, though? It doesn't cost $100 to make that. The manpower required is about an hour or two.
It's on the other end. The connectors are freaky expensive.
Oh, you can buy from Haldane Audio a DIY 4-pin XLR cable for 1.2 meters for about $48 on Amazon. It'll probably be shipped overseas.
Probably take a month to get here.
Yeah, arrives December 6th to 30th. But that's less than half the cost.
Right. 1.2 meters, so that's kind of short.
1.2 meters is, I want to say that's around 4 foot.
4 foot, yeah. It's a little short for my purpose. I prefer cables to be in the 6 foot range.
Well, you can buy a 2-meter one for $68.
That's cheaper than 115 directly from Fostex, I guess.
Yep, still cheaper.
And it's probably better than that rubber, whatever Fostex. I don't care for their rubber cables.
Yeah, no, this one's actually quite pretty. It's using a quote-unquote 8-core 7N OCC cable.
Nice. Okay.
So, I don't know if I'd believe the 7N not for that price, but probably a 5 or 6N, which is a reasonable purity level for that cost.
Okay. Well, then, if Gino's still listening, he can get an amp that we can power that with.
Gino, I need my balance, baby. Bring on the power. Please and thank you.
In time, I'm sure he's got lots of work on.
Oh boy, I know. I'm just biding my time, waiting for my beautiful blue beauty to come in. Oh God, you have no idea how excited I am. Oh wait, yes you do. You have yours already.
Yes, I do. And it is lovely. Yeah, I'll do a full review on that. And I believe it's Black Friday. They're going to start resuming taking orders for the Archel 2.0. Archel 2.0. So if you
Is
have
it Archel or Archel?
Depends. If you talk to Gino, he says it Archel. So
But Sherry says Archel. Oh God, I'm not taking sides. But Sherry's the lady and she's the pretty one. Sorry, Dino.
Exactly. How do you wait a minute? You know that?
I'm assuming.
Oh, okay.
I mean, she's, again, pardon the language, she's a badass babe that can solder like the best of us.
There you go.
I'm sorry, she's probably gorgeous too.
And she always is painting when I call.
Painting with metal.
Yes.
Remember, kids, there's no such thing as a mistake, just a happy accident. Unless, of course, you're soldering T50RPs or you're soldering BAs.
Matt, what made you sad?
Oh. Did you die in Osu again?
I might have to try that game out just to see what he's talking about. I never played it.
So much Animu.
Maybe not then. Me dead like 50 times. Ouch. Well, you're probably let's see, you have to work this evening too, right?
Yep, Monday through Friday.
Monday through Friday. See, I don't go into work until Monday night. So I work Monday through Friday. I don't know what he's talking about when he says he's a 6-digit. But what? Matt is a 6-digit. I don't know what that means.
I don't know. Maybe score grade, he's only getting 6 digits?
Maybe that's his bank account.
I don't know. If he had 6 digits in his bank account, he'd be pretty happy.
Well, no, it depends. Some people aren't.
Oh, we've got a definitive thing.
Oh, here we go. It's into archway.
Arch, as an archway.
There we go.
Well, bloody hell. I'm going to have to correct myself from now on. That is really difficult.
Arch.
Oh God,
Okay.
they're fighting! No, Papa Gino, Mama Sharon, please don't fight. Just call it the Farsal 1 and Farsal 2. See, problem solved.
No.
It's magical inherently.
It's the DBS one and DBS 2.
Ooh, you drive a hard bargain, sir.
Mm-hmm. So, well, I am going to, I think, end the stream now that we have picked a fight.
Man, we're good at this sort of thing, aren't we?
We are. They're good at pairing things up, and we're good at destroying them. So, but yes, I do greatly appreciate you swinging by. I do appreciate everybody watching the stream. And we're going to let Mr. Farsal the Wizard recharge his batteries and get some sleep. And I'm going to torture my ears with his suggestion of triphalanges on the blonde. Anything to add, sir?
I mean, I'm just honestly going to be up listening to music or something, waiting for my package to arrive because, oh my God, I need that package.
In time. It's coming. You want me to call DHL for you?
I actually already called them. They sent a message to his little PDA thing to knock on my window to wake my doggo and wake me up. But I'm scheduled. This area today is scheduled for an 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. delivery window.
Hey, you're right in the middle.
It's already noon.
All right.
But otherwise, no. I think us doing this kind of thing on a regular or semi-regular basis may actually be entertaining. And depending on how we can work our cards, you never know. We might actually be able to bring some interesting guests in as well.
We may be able to. And we might.
I know Muscle Magic and quite a few other reviewers.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You know, you could always just start walking down the street and looking for the DHL truck. Hello. Named after our daughter, Rachel. Ah, okay. Did I lose you again? I did. The thing powered off.
Battery 60%. Connected to PSK.
Okay, so it's Archel, named after your daughter, and Archway. Gotcha.
What?
Hello, hello, test. Check.
Hello.
There you go. So it's
Archel?
Archel.
Archel Pro?
There you go. I'm gonna have to practice that.
Okay, Archel Pro it is.
Archel Pro.
Okay. Well then.
All right. Well, we will definitely do some more live streams, some podcasting. Will be a possible discussion point for us off stream. And
I have saved it, and it will be a thing now.
Okay. We will figure out the schedule, figure out topic points, and all that good stuff. And
I just think the viewers hate me in my sleep. That's what it feels like.
I think you've been playing that same game that Matt's been playing.
Oh no, I don't play Osu. I have been playing the Outer Worlds, and oh my God, that is a return to fun.
Outer Worlds. You guys play so many games. I'm clueless. I play Project Cars and Gran Turismo.
If you like the original Fallout game, not the original, I'm sorry, Fallout 3 and New Vegas, this is like a return to format for Obsidian. It's so good. Right, we're done.
All right.
We'll stop, or I will never shut up.
I haven't played Fallout in a long time either. So, all right. Well, anyway, thank you all for everybody coming by, and we will chat with you next time. You have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.
Goodbye.